Hey YouTube, it's Jordan. I was going through my junk pile of stuff and I kind of dug this out. As you can see, it's been sitting a long time. It's looks like an off-brand AM FM. It's got the cool little atomic symbol there. Not sure who made it. Has no real identifying marks other than made in Japan, and it's got a schematic diagram on the bottom here, but I don't know who made this or what it is. 17EW8, that's a really strange FM tube. Anyway, you can see the cord's been cut. Maybe I got into this at some point because it looks like there's a bag of hardware inside. Just something like that. Let's get the back off. But I kind of wanted to see if it was worth messing with before I parted it out, stole the tubes out of it, etc. So I guess the first thing to do is to see if I can get the back off. Yeah, it looks like it's just a flexible type thing here. Come on. Oh, it's got a hole at the bottom. Well, that cord's shot anyways. So let's just go ahead and chop it. Looks like it's got all the tubes. There's one in the bag here. This is a 12BA6. Oh, I can see the socket where that's hiding back there. So that's where that goes. Line operated set. Kind of curious to see what'll happen if we plug it in. And what's even more interesting is rather than having screws, they have these thumb screws here that hold the chassis in. Most of the time they'll just do like a 1/4 inch or something like that, or just a standard flat blade screw to hold these things in. It says Seiko on it, or Seiko, like the watch people. Did they make radios? Yeah, let's get the chassis out. I'm kind of curious now. Get a cord on it. Come on. There we go. I'll probably need to pop the knobs off. The speaker's still hooked up there. I guess that's my tether. So there it is. There's where the 12BA6 went, I guess. 50C5, 12AB6. Pretty nice construction underneath here, except for the couple of capacitors there, those paper caps. They use disc everywhere else. This probably wasn't a bad thing. Maybe they just tossed it because it got filter hum or something. So there's the filter up there. Let's grab our ESR meter and see if the filter's alive. Alright, so let's see if this filter's any good. Really? Let's get it out of the way of the light here. Just barely registers. That's pretty dead. That's pretty dead. Okay. So it got a dead filter and they just tossed it. Seems simple enough, right? I don't know why I took that 12BA6 out. Maybe I was going to rob it for some other radio and then ended up putting it back in here. I don't know. It's been a long time. This thing's been sitting forever. So if it's like everything else, this is probably like a 40, 60 microfarad, 150 volt. You just put a hundreds in there. That's easy enough. Yeah, definitely a new line cord. So somebody just cut the line cord on it. Alright. So that's that. I guess let's get some filters in it and see what happens. Alright, so I got the cord cut and I'm just using a cheater with alligator clips, and I've got a filter clipped in here right at the output of the rectifier. So we're going to see if this thing actually does anything useful. Don't know if it will or not. I don't see any signs of life. Tubes aren't lighting. Ain't doing squat. This is all a series string type thing, so it might be that tube is loose, bad socket, busted filament, bad power switch. Absolutely nothing. Let's get some voltage measurements and see if it's actually, the power switch is alive. So if we're coming off the main filter, we see 100 volts there, 113, 114. So the machine's getting power. Oh, the tubes are starting to light. There we go. There's our hum. Not much anything else. Selector switch is pretty stuck. That's doing something. Thought I heard something for a second. Hard to tell. These pots are so noisy it's not wanting to do anything. But no AM, no FM. Yep. Other than audio, it's totally dead, but that tells you that at least the audio portions of it is alive. Maybe we'll just clean this crusty selector switch in the pot and see if that improves anything. Alright, we got the pots cleaned up and the selector switch. Let's see what happens now. Tubes are lighting up. There we go. Yeah, still nothing. Up.
That down here is put on. Right? And so, and that's just how I was raised.
Okay,
And also
so we got
FM. That, I have not washed her one time since I moved into that condo. Which I can't, and I knew that was one of your things. It doesn't make sense to me.
That's, I think, KHTS, which is 93.3. It's like the strongest thing in San Diego. Not much else, though.
Dishes by hand
and still no AM at all. Zero. Usually you get AM before FM since it requires more circuitry and more voltage to do FM. That's interesting. Well, let's see. You've got a 12BE6 here. That's the AM converter tube. And I can't imagine that you'd want a converter tube where an IF tube is. And this 12BA6 should go in the IF strip rather than, I'm guessing that's where the converter tube is supposed to be. Let's see if that makes a difference. Doesn't appear to. Oh, there we go. So the tubes are in the wrong spot.
Yeah, we have John C. Riley, Steve Coogan. The thing is, does any...
Cool.
And do they care?
Ted, that's exactly what I said in my written review. Every critic say...
AM's not very sensitive. But it is working.
772686.
Solo.
We will talk with
Condado Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's working.
He's making a big deal about it.
Let's see what the current B voltage is now that everything's kind of settled in. Might be the B voltage is low because it's using one of these old selenium rectifiers, which are pretty lossy. And that's 123 volts. It's about what you'd expect for a series operated set like this. Do need to get new filters in. I'm just jumping this giant 300 microfarad to 450 volt in there just to kind of clean it up. Still has a bit of a hum. And then they had put the converter tube, or maybe I did, who knows. I think I was the last one in here. I put the converter tube in the IF strip and vice versa, so that's why AM wasn't working. FM works just terribly. It's got a built-in wire antenna, and normally these are adequate enough to pick up at least all the local stations, so something else is going on here too. But we're off to a good start. So really, we should just replace the filters, check all the tubes, and then see what else is needed. I'm betting that 17 EW8 is probably really weak if the FM's crappy. When you can pull in the signal, it's clean, so the detector is probably working. But yeah, let's test the tubes and see if I need to get any replacement tubes while I'm at it on this thing. Alright, so out comes the tube tester. And let's pull our 17 EW8 first. So this feels only moderately warm, so it's either not conducting or there's not enough voltage getting to it. The 17 EW8 is socket 7, 17 volts, 65 on the plate. So let's go ahead and put that in there. It's waking up. No shorts, no grid leakage. Alright, so that section's good. Second section, good. So that's acceptable. So the fact that this isn't very warm, even after running it all that time, suggests that we have a low voltage problem on this. So we'll have to check plate resistors and supply voltages to that tube for the FM, because that definitely would make it not work. Low voltage condition. Let's see. 12BE6 is usually 82. And socket 1. That converter tube's pretty tired. Yeah, that's probably why our AM isn't working worth a crap. And it's got a short in it too. And grid leakage failure. Alright. So this one's right out. And yet it still somehow worked that way. So let's look at our IF tubes. 12BA6. Same socket, just less on the plate. It's coming around. Also, it's all over the place with that. Grid emission failure. The 2 is pretty tired. Alright, let's pull the third IF. Same thing, it's a 12BA6. That one checks okay. So we'll stick that guy back in there. Come on now. Okay. We have the 12 AL5. It's very rare that these little detector tubes fail. Let's see what this is. 12 AL5. There we go. Okay, so it's going to be socket 30, FABC, and test B, and let's stick them in there. Finally stopped raining. It's supposed to be unseasonably hot this weekend. San Diego's drunk. It doesn't know what kind of weather it wants. Climate change. ... Really? Well, that one tests really good. Yep, got that right. Okay, now let's change the positions of F and C. And that's going to be C and F. And then on the test, same thing, test B. Yep, the detector's perfect. No need to change that. So back you go. For some reason, I am not coordinated enough today to get these in the socket right. Alright, so here's our 12AV6, which is your AM detector, amplifier, etc. And that's usually, there we go, sensitivity 91, ECAB. Isn't this exciting? F and double A. This is a 3-section tube. Alright, let's stick that down in there. Wakey, wakey. Yeah, he's coming around. Alright, next section. Looks like we're changing to the B test. And then we're going to move down C. And I just lost my place. Ah, yes. And then we'll change this to F. And that's supposed to be 88, so not too much less. That's good. And then the position of F to F. Same test, B. Okay. 12AV6 is good. And let's see. The 35C5 is happy. I don't think this one requires any. I can just do the 50C5s. Socket 3, 44, and a 35 volt heater. Because it's really the same as the 50C5, just with a different heater. This one not waking up? Oh, there it goes. Yeah, that's still usable. I'm not going to worry about that one. But the defective converter tube and the IF tube definitely. And then we need to find out why the voltage to this is getting pulled down. But that's all doable. In the next episode we'll get some filters in it, get the right tubes in it, troubleshoot the FM, and very likely we'll have this thing running. So until next time, thanks for watching.